Maddie Pruitt is getting candid about why her relationship with former Bachelor Peter Weber did not work out in her new book, Made for This Moment. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Shared News. We've got all the details you need to know about Maddie and Peter and Barb, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any future videos. And welcome back! Maddie Pruitt formally got her start to fame on Pilot Pete's season of The Bachelor, while she was originally his runner-up since Peter proposed to Hannah Ann. By after the final rose, Peter dumped Hannah and was trying to make a relationship work with Maddie. However, Peter's infamous mother Barb was not on board and the relationship ended very quickly after the final special. 2 days to be exact, which is the shortest Bachelor relationship we've ever seen. Since then, Maddie wanted to tell her own side of the story and share her life journey, which is why she wrote her own book, Made for This Moment, which just came out earlier this week. And last weekend, she had a book launch party to celebrate with her friends, family, and of course, many Bachelor alums, including Tammy, Victoria F., Damar, Kelsey, Kelly, and Ivan. We need 2 full hands of fingers to count the amount of exes that Peter dated that showed up at Maddie's book launch party. And when reminiscing on the drama of After the Final Rose in her book, Maddie says, "It is not easy for me to remain silent. When you're under attack and when you're under pressure, sometimes the hardest thing to do is just trust, okay, God, like you're going to defend my character, you're going to defend my name, my reputation. There's no point of me trying to defend myself in this moment." Now, Maddie's character was really put into question because of the relationship she had with Peter that did not work out. She was shocked to see the brutal side of Bachelor Nation, but was fully aware what the spotlight can be like. Maddie says, "I was stunned by the accusations and hurtful comments, words that felt like an attack against my character and convictions. Words sent me to berate me. This was the last thing I expected." Maddie continued writing in her book that she broke down completely after she ran backstage following the segment. She says, "I kept running until I found a single bathroom to lock myself in and be alone so that I could gather my thoughts. I kept rehashing what just happened and felt so embarrassed, humiliated, and more hurt than I ever had been." I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the dramatic After the Final Rose breakup with Peter and Maddie. It was so dramatic and toxic. I think a lot of it was because it was such a mess that he just proposed to and dumped Hannah Ann from The Bachelor, but then also with Peter's mom, Barb, weighing in from the audience, shaking her head, whispering things in Spanish to Peter's dad. Like, they were really trying to push that this was not going to work out, Peter's parents, and the support was not there with Bachelor Nation. A lot of people did not think Peter and Maddie were going to last, and Maddie was just trying to follow her heart and fall in love with Peter and make this work. But with all the other complications and the brutal scrutiny from the public, Bachelor Nation, this relationship ended, as I mentioned, just 2 days after the final Rose special. And Maddie knows that she has to talk about this in her book. You know, she has this life story. She has a message that she wants to, get across to everyone listening about being, a faith of God and being a Christian. But this relationship with Peter is the juicy details that we want to know what happened behind the scenes. And she also has opened up in her book about the decision she decided to save herself from marriage. And each week on The Bachelor got harder for her as she couldn't stand to see Peter with any other woman. And by the time it was time for Fantasy Suite week, she had to pull Peter aside and tell him she couldn't do this anymore if he was interested or if he was intimate in other women. And even after they rekindled their relationship, as I mentioned, the public scrutiny and Barb ultimately led to the demise and breaking point for them. Maddie says, "The pain of the loss was heavy. I felt crushed. I cared for Peter. I sat in the car and cried for hours thinking about all the amazing memories we created together." Ultimately, she wishes Peter the best and hopes that he knows by writing this book and sharing her story does not mean anything negative by him. She really wants to wish Peter the best. She doesn't hold any hard feelings as far as her friends Kelly and Hannah Ann. Those were also exes of Peter. That's a whole nother situation. But Maddie just wanted to let free of everything she had to say. She wishes Peter the best. How Peter is responding and reacting to Maddie's new book, let's just say he might not be the most thrilled about it, but Peter has said his side of the story other times, and I'm sure he's over this relationship. It did end 2 years ago. Peter has already had to deal with the brink of everything with Kelly playing out, so I'm sure he's not too thrilled that this book came out. But Maddie just wanted to set things free, and that's exactly what she did. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys plan on reading Maddie's new book, Made for This Moment, and where do you stand on the Peter and Kelly, or Peter and Maddie and Barb fallout breakout. We're still talking about this 2 years later. Let me know in the comments down below. And before you guys go, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell because we'll be back with more Bachelor Nation news and tea soon. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality. You guys can follow me down below. Come talk all things Bachelor with me. That is all we have for today, so we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.